Tyler Lee, red and black, home of the state championship plaque. But in '05 we'll still be holding, so I know we just had to bring it back. Something about Tyler, cause them boys straight jack. Division 1-5A wasn't ready for the '04 sack attack. Boy, you should've stopped when they told you turn your head and call, but instead you played us and took a loss. I tried to tell them we were the Lone Star boss. I mean, why else would they take a delay a game on the coin toss? So quit delaying the game, boy, we've had enough. Matter of fact, either make the call or just hang up, cause you just ain't tough enough. Go ahead and call a bluff and see if we can't beat you in blindfolds and handcuffs. Why you standing there looking amazed with no clue? Y'all need to find another sport our drill team can take you. I guess that's just how the Red Raiders will do. Y'all can have your whole school on the field and we'll still run through. You better play ace of base and see the sign. You're running for your life if you ever get caught behind enemy lines. Might as well take a knee and start praying. That's why all year the Red Raiders been saying, how you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go. How you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go. If you ain't winning, go ahead and close your lips. Got a whole team of captains, we just took over the ship. They falling down and blaming it on the slip, cause they know we deal like most shots in a 6-foot clip. Yup, better watch those running backs, they love to climb. The only thing our receivers dropping, other teams morale. Try to cross that line and get put in the grind, and we'll do option QBs, what you gon' do now? Meet the linebackers, D-line if you want some. Try to hit for the end zone if you want your body numbed. It's like meeting Roy Williams coming across the middle, son. Cause our corners and safety make sure your career is done. Check out our pep rallies, boy, I mean man. With 3 times as many fans and one hell rocking band. Cheerleaders on handstands, come group of these gentlemen. And I promise, we got the best moms in the land. Come take a seat in the stands and watch us Rick taking our teams from here to Waco, back up to the Metroplex. Spring West of the flex and got put to rest. By the time we left the Alamo Dome, it was who's next. How you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go. How you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go.
Talk that trash.
I mean, if I need to talk trash.
Is Lee Trammell trolling tonight? That's what I want to know. Is there a Lee Trammell troll? Well, Lee has been trolling me for a while. It is week number 6. Can you believe it?
Man, it's going by pretty quick.
Pretty quick. I don't like it. I don't like it when it goes by quick. That means that it's just closer and closer to no football.
Man, but we still got playoffs.
I know, that's negative. That's derogatory.
It is. I mean, but we still got like 5 weeks. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Plus playoffs, 11 weeks plus. But fantasy's kind of roulette. 13.
All right. Well, we got a lot of things going tonight, this evening. Glad you guys could make it. Nolan Howard over here.
Welcome me back.
Chad Kidd. I'm glad you're back, man. You know, I went solo last week or 2 weeks ago, and it was definitely different. I felt like the pace was just like a little too, like, you know, I go quick because I'm not slowing down to listen to your bullshit, you know?
It's hard to have a dumbass conversation with yourself. It's really hard.
Oh, man, no, but it's good to have you back this week.
Good to be here.
We're going to talk about week 6, a lot of things. You know, something that we used to do, or we did at the end of the season last year, which we loved, was a Dead to Me segment. Well, we're almost at the halfway mark for at least like the regular part of it before playoffs. So we're going to do a new segment, and it's called 1 Foot in the Grave and 1 on Your Ass. So they're basically getting pretty close to Dead to Me, but we can't call them Dead to Me until the end of the year with that segment. So it's kind of a prelude.
That's right.
So we're going to do that. We're going to do game previews every single game. There's a lot of people on bye, so it won't be as many games, but yeah, we're going to go through every game. We're going to go over a segment we did last year that we forgot all about because it's trading season right now. It is. It's the time. It's like, you know, the first 4 weeks you're like, I don't know if I want to let go of this guy, and you're kind of just chicken, and then now it's like I got 5 people that are hurt, and there's people going to IR, and there's nobody on waivers, so I've got to make a move. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Something I didn't put on the outline. I shared an article earlier in the week about FAB and some of my strategies.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about that a little bit. So it's the other segment is shit Sammy. So a shit Sammy definition is a sandwich that is made of doo-doo that is in the form of a trade.
Normally served to you by Nolan.
Most of the time. Most of the time it's served by Nolan on a silver platter, brought in. Shit Sammy. He puts a little dressing on the side to make it look better. But
do you want it cold, warm? Hey, you tell me how you want it.
But big news. Let's start with big news. Zeke.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Man, it really does. There's still a chance that, they can counter do I don't know how it all works.
He's supposed to be going to New York to try to get it back to Texas and try to get this other judge, and I don't know. It's legal mumbo jumbo that I don't understand most of the time. But for now, he's suspended.
So with that, who's toting the load?
Man, I like Alf better than DMC. DMC hadn't even had his jersey on.
No, he's been healthy scratched.
It's like, they must see something. And Alpha's got the ball a few times and had some big runs. So It's like, I have a lot more faith in Alfred Morris than I do DMC.
What about the new kid?
And DMC is like 30. I say that like it's old.
Dude,
He was
like 30?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's 30.
Is he on? He was like in 6.
That means he's like Adrian Peterson's age, and everybody thinks that he's old. So, just put it in that perspective. Speaking of Adrian Peterson, big trade goes to the Cardinals.
Wow.
He's going to get the pellet. They needed to trade him. Him and Sean Payton were not vibing.
No, and CJ2K was averaging right at like 0.5 a carry.
He wasn't getting it done.
Dude, their offensive line's trash.
It is so bad.
It's trash.
But the worst offensive line in football is still Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's hard to get worse than that.
I watched the game. Yeah, he did well. I watched the game. I watched nearly every game this week. Went back and watched play-by-play, and out of all the lines, I was just like, God, they were hitting Andy Dalton every time they threw it. He was just lucky that AJ was open a lot of time.
Dude, so are you pumped up about Adrian Peterson?
Not really, but
Me either.
I've got him a couple of places because I've got a couple of teams that are horrid.
Yeah.
And it happens to the best of us. But, dude, it's just like everybody I play. It's in the 8-team league, and, man, that's a lot tougher than you think because you sit there and fret over you're starting one stud over another, and you've got studs on the bench, and it's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have Russell Wilson a couple of weeks, and he gets you 8, and that's just how it crumbles.
And then you're 1 more.
And Mike Evans didn't do anything. Des Bryant didn't do anything. It's just like you look at your team week 1, and you're like, nobody's beating me. Nobody's beating me. And then you look at it week 4, and you're like, 0-4.
Yeah.
0-4. I got to get a win, or I need to go home. But that's how it goes. What about injuries? What you got on the injury front?
There's a lot of injuries out there. Obviously we've had a couple big ones. ODB went down.
OBJ.
Huh?
OBJ.
ODB.
Old Dirty.
Odell.
Big up.
I call him ODB.
Okay.
That's what I call him.
Okay.
Well,
it's OBJ. I'm pretty sure.
That's what people do, but I call him ODB. No, I'm not trying to argue. That's just what I mean. Odell Beckham went down.
He did.
Shepard went down.
He did.
Anybody with an 8 and another number as a wide receiver on the Giants went down last week. So there was that. But seriously, Going into the Bears, Wheaton is out. Not that that really matters.
No.
Baltimore, Terrence West is out. So Buck Allen and actually he looked. I still don't know what they're doing in that backfield. I think I'd go with Buck Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jeremy Macklin's limited with a shoulder. He's probably going to play. Monitor that. If you're having to play Macklin, draft better.
I liked him going into the year.
Yeah,
I don't own him anywhere, but I liked him going into the year, and then it was just like,
oh,
it's bad.
It's bad, but Black Daddy's bad. He's not throwing it down the field. But Arizona, John Brown's limited again.
It's looking like he's going to play, though.
It's looking like he's going to play, but again, Nelson's limited. But this is the big one. This is the big one. It's not an offensive player. Patrick Peterson's been limited in practice the last 2 days. And it looks like he's going to play, but
that's big for Mike Evans.
Oh, dude, that's huge. I mean, even if he's not, Patrick Peterson at 80%, I mean, Mike Evans pillages. My opinion. So let's watch and see what happens there.
That is big.
Atlanta Falcons, we got Julio Jones. He's limited with a hip, but Julio, basically, you can shoot him in the leg, and he's still going to suit up on Sunday. So I think
he might leave in the third quarter, but he'll play.
He could be a little decoy, but Mohamed Sanu's also out, so maybe in DFS that's a little Taylor Gabriel action. Okay, in Cleveland, Kenny Britt was limited with a groin. Not that that matters. In Denver, Jamal Charles has been on the injury report this week, but he's getting like my knee bubbles up to the size of a watermelon rest day. And so he's going to play this week, though. Detroit, we've got Mr. Galladay is limited.
But that's coming back. I mean, he's been out for, 2 weeks?
I think he's going to play this week.
I do, too.
But he was limited, so watch that for game time.
That's a great matchup, too.
It is. But Stafford's also been limited with an ankle. He's going to play.
He's not even on the report, though, right now,
He's not been on the report, but, I mean, he practiced in full today, but he's been limited with an ankle the last 2 days.
He's a gamer. He'll be.
But, like, quarterbacks in practice, limited, what does that mean? Aren't they limited every day? I mean, they don't get touched. They don't get anything. So, I don't know. He's going to definitely play, though. And I'd start all their people as normal. Green Bay, Ty Montgomery is going to wear a flak jacket, and he's practiced full the last 2 days. Here's the thing, though. I don't know if I'm going to roll him out there yet.
Dude, I feel like Aaron Jones just carved himself out a big role.
Dude, Aaron Jones, he's the truth. He look true.
There's going to be some people, I guarantee you, if they backed up Ty Montgomery with Aaron Jones and they've got bye week blues, they might be rolling both of them out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Which, I mean, I think Ty's going to get some limited action if he plays, but it'll probably be in a third down ball catching role. Jordy practiced in full. He's also a veteran, so he gets maintenance days on Wednesdays. Newsflash, Andrew Luck actually turned in a limited practice. Don't worry about him playing this week and probably not next week, but he is getting close. He's practicing on a limited basis, so that's cool. Leonard Fournette practiced full. I think he's just getting a little banged up. He's carrying the rock. In Kansas City, there's a lot of stuff going on. So Chris Conley's out at wide receiver, and Tyreek Hill's been limited.
Is that like a thigh injury or hip injury?
Yeah, it's nothing serious, but he's going to play, in my opinion, especially with Conley out. And then Travis Kelce looks like he's going to pass protocol, and he practiced in full today.
Practices celebration. That's what he practices the most.
Dude, he has the best.
He does. They're so good.
And he's like a white boy that can't dance.
Dude, he can dance really good, though.
Yeah, but, I mean, he doesn't dance like Cam Newton.
No.
I mean, who does? I hate Cam. Anyway, J.A.R.V.I.S practiced in full. He's got a bone-on-bone knee problem, and he's going to be on your injury report all year long, so just get used to that. Devontae Parker's probably not going to play. He's doubtful with an ankle. So I think Jarvis Landry and Kenneth Stills, maybe. Yeah, no.
You know, I love Jarvis, but dude, can we get a little Matt Moore? Can we just get it?
Dude, that was one of my bold predictions too. Matt Moore. But I mean, play the second.
Put his helmet on, chin strap in, put it in there.
They're yelling. They're literally yelling in games for go in. Minnesota, Sam Bradford has not practiced all week with his knee injury.
I feel better about Case Keenum anyway.
Dude, Case Keenum looks truthy. He looks pretty good. I'm not going to roll him out there. We were talking about this the other day. Because I was like, man, Case Keenum looks like the truth. And Chad goes, man, I'm not probably going to start him. But I was like, no, I mean, it looks like
truth to get the ball to your receiver.
To Diggs and Thielen. He can get it to Diggs and Thielen. Speaking of Diggs is going to be out this week with a groin injury. So
this guy, every year you can expect it.
Yeah, but I like, last year they kind of made him play through it, and I like the fact that they're going to give him a week off and let him come back in. Because when this guy's 100%, he's a top 5 wide.
Those groin injuries can be pretty hanging. I've never had one.
Insert bad groin joke here.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, he's had a shoulder deal all week, but he's practicing in full. No chance he misses. And Gronk also practiced in full. In New Orleans, big play Willie Snead is still questionable with a hammy.
He's saying he's a definite go.
That's what he's saying, and he's still got the queue, so I monitor it for game time if you guys start big play Willie Snead. For the Giants, their entire receiving core is out, as is Paul Perkins. So I guess Wayne Gallman and Darkwa are going to get it again, and then
I like Darkwa better, but I don't know. They're going to be down, so Gallman's probably going to be pretty good, but as far as carries, I think Darkwa's going to get more extra carries.
I think so too.
But God, just bail out on that game. Just bail out. If you have the Denver defense, you are loving it. If they don't score a touchdown this week, that should have been one of my bold predictions. Is Denver 2 touchdowns on defense.
There's a high possibility because I think they've got like high school wide receivers.
Yeah.
So, New York Giants is done. New York Jets. We've got Matt Forte practiced in full, but Bilal Powell has not practiced all week with his calf. So it's looking like it might be McGuire and Forte.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to get to see a big deal there because if Forte practices in full all week, is healthy, and McGuire gets all the carries, then you can pretty much kick Forte to the curb. I mean, done.
Yeah, and it's about the best matchup they're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for Powell.
Or the New England defense is just like the New Orleans defense was. Just send them.
Oakland, Derek Carr practiced in full practice. He had the fractured spine, and it sounds really bad, but it was just one of the little bones that comes off the spine that got fractured, so it's not really even structural. Tony Romo had it a few years ago and came back after one game, so this isn't like he broke his back and is going to play football. So that looks okay. And Amari Cooper also practiced in full. Not that matters. Because he's caught 2 passes in 2 weeks. Tennessee Titans. Marcus Mariota was limited. He's still questionable with that hammy deal. But I got a feeling that Mariota suits up this week. But let's watch that.
Yeah, I mean, he's saying he is, and there's a Tennessee fan in our group that Kyle Fulton, I think. And when I posted what he and Rappaport posted about him missing 2 weeks, he's like, "No, he's coming back Monday." So you know how fans are. They probably have a better insight on that than Rappaport.
When the Titans have something going on, I call Jonathan Brenner. Because he's a Titans fan. I don't know, maybe it's life and he wants to stuff on him as a Titans fan. I'm a Cowboy fan, and we're like 500. So, anyway, that's who I call, and he says Mariota's going to play. He also gave me a tip for my bowl prediction. And then last but not least, Washington Redskins. We've got Fat Rob Kelly is probably not going to play. He's doubtful with that ankle injury, and Joshua Norman is out.
Yeah, that's big.
So it's big. So you'll probably get to that.
Garcon.
I think Garcon villages this game, and it's got that little hate game, whole team. I think
The narrative, y'all love the narrative.
Dude, he's going to
love
village
the narrative.
face. He's going to village that. But yeah, that's all the injuries. What we'll do is Sunday, if anything big happens, we post that on the inactives.
They're like, OBJ, just kidding. That would be awesome. I'm missing. I'm missing a lot of players, and there's going to be a lot of crying about not having players. I get it. That's what you do when you lose players, or you suck it up and you figure it out. Because I mean, on my team in our main league, I lost Dalvin Cook and OBJ, and my squad is still ridiculous because I'm a good drafter and I've kept good players. But
yeah,
you gotta expect losing players. I mean, it happens. I mean, it happened to both of us, losing a lot of people, losing DJ first week. It's
first week.
You have to expect it because it's coming.
You got to mount up. Here's Lee Trammell's in the house.
Oh, Lee Trammell in the house? Man, I'm not seeing my comments for some reason.
Nick Gregory's the only one to comment. He was giving a shout out to me for being an awesome predictor on Big Ben.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I appreciate that, Nick Gregory. I'm sorry that I eked out that victory anyway.
Oh man, Big Ben. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in a shit show. When you go to a presser, and was that one of yours?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Go roll.
It just like
It's a shit show.
It is, and it's not even his play was bad, but it's just going into that presser and saying, maybe I'm done, and maybe I don't have it anymore. What is that? If I'm a receiver, or if I'm
what if you're Antonio Brown?
If I'm anybody on that team, I'm like, our quarterback doesn't feel like we can do it, so why are we out here? Let's put Landry in and just call it a year.
Dude, if you were an Antonio Brown owner, you'd be so pissed off.
Oh my god, it's the first year I've drafted him, so it's probably gonna happen. That's my luck, dude. I swear. Sometimes it is. It's like I'm really good at this, but it's like, sometimes there's luck, and it's like, it's like Russell Wilson, for instance. Last year was the first time I ever owned him, and he was a turd on a stick.
Did you the only year that Aaron Rodgers ever got hurt?
Ever. The worst year he ever had, I owned him. The only time I've ever had him. I've never had him other than that. One league, I play in 7 a year. One league, one time ever have I owned Aaron Rodgers, and he just shit the bed.
Lee would like you to address him as the king of tight ends.
Oh, yeah. He is the tight end. Oh, man.
Or so his board says. So, shit, Sammy, since you stole mine, my other one is Cam Newton. And so, and not because he's not playing good football, because he's actually playing good football right now, but he apologized. He said he wasn't going to apologize. He said he was oblivious. And then he puts out this heartfelt message on the deal that sounded good, but it's basically because all the sponsors and everybody said, hey, look, you get in there and say you're sorry and we're going to drop your ass. I mean, that's a shit show. I mean, just come out. When you say something stupid, because I do it all the time, and and I have to, and my wife will attest to this, I always say, babe, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I mean, that's my go-to. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Just do it. Just do it.
So, my other shit show before Big Ben was the Giants receivers, and that's just, they're done. They're going to get a good draft pick, though, which sucks for us because, all these people will be back next year, and then they're going to add a draft pick on top of that. The defense is really good. It's going to be that's going to be world beating for them. It's kind of cheating.
Hey, Nick Gregory, just while it's on there, he was okay. So first off, I did blow my fab budget on Lat Murray. And here's the thing: if you have ever followed the career of one Jarrett McKinnon, inside 2 weeks he's hurt. Inside 2 weeks he's hurt. Lat Murray carries the deal, and then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll post on this deal and say, "Sorry, Nick, I was pretty good." So, yeah.
Dude, so let's talk about fab a little bit.
Yeah.
So you do it the same way as me, right? You look at it as your team needs, and then you don't look at dollars, you look at
percentage.
What you bid on a guy you're plugging in every week for the rest of the year?
60-70%.
Every week starter?
Every week started. Probably 60-70%.
I'm going 80-90.
I mean, I'm never going to bid $800. I might. It depends on who it is.
Dude, I mean, if Devonta Freeman went down right now, you wouldn't pay 80% of your budget for Kevin Coleman if he was out there. I know he got drafted, but
for Kevin Coleman,
say an example, like somebody that's like gonna be legit.
Yeah.
For some reason, he doesn't get involved right now, but he's just been on the waivers and a bunch of DAs and drafted.
Or like Derrick Henry if Murray goes down.
Right. I mean, a lot of people, he hasn't got any carries, he hasn't done anything. So in some of those more shallow leagues, he might not even be on the roster. Some people are holding him going, DeMarco go down,
Oh, man, I've got him a couple rosters.
I do too.
And I need DeMarco to keep going too. It's weird.
But so for, let's say, a player that you might use, you might not use, but, you just.
Like a holder?
Oh.
Like a lotto ticket?
Yeah.
I'll spend. Is it a guy that I think
everybody knows about or nobody knows about?
Nobody knows about. I'm spending under 100, so that's going to be 10%. Less than 10%.
Yeah,
10% or less. And then if it's a guy that I'm pretty sure, I'll spend maybe 20, 30.
Yeah. So if you just do it in percentages, and you got to look at everybody else's budget, you got to look at everybody else's team needs. It's complete strategy.
Oh yeah.
And that's what makes it beautiful. It's not just auto. Because here's the thing for me, and it's the same deal in every league. It's like you've got those people that aren't going to bid anything. And it's the same thing as the last place team not picking up the best player.
Yes.
It's the exact same thing. So it's like, there's flaws in both systems, but this one is more strategic, and this one gives everybody a chance because you're starting out. You're all on the same line when you start the race in the beginning, regardless of what your record is. And it's up to everybody else to keep you honest, really.
But that's right. Like week one, if you lose DJ, you're going to go after the number one running back deal.
You're going to go after Kerwin Williams. It's been like 300. But I wasn't feeling him, so it's like 30%. It's like, but you got to still throw it out there because what if?
Yeah, it was exactly what if. And I'll tell you what else. I don't think Kerwin Williams is done for the year. Actually, you know what? I do think he's done for the year. I think Andre Ellington's going to blow up. But when Bruce Arians comes out and goes, he is going to be our workhorse back. I must throw 300 at that.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about one foot in the grave and the other on your ass. I'm going to start with the running backs, and I'm not going to list off the one because we kind of talked about it, but I'm going to list off one that I don't think you named. For me, and this is also for Lee Trammell, Isaiah Crowell. I've dumped him in my 18 league because it's just like, you're playing studs, and there's no way I'm not starting him again. I don't give a damn. I'm not starting him again. Let me just read this off to you and make you feel good. 10.6. You're like, all right, I got a player. He's got double digits week one.
It's week one.
3.7, 7.4, 3.7, 8.7. It's like,
not starting.
It's tight end numbers. That's
it
what
is
it is.
Really like tight end. He went over 6 though. So really most tight ends score 5 or less.
Yeah, it's just. I'm never gonna have that dude again. I could go ahead and put him on dead to me. And I let so many people talk me into that son of a bitch this year. I'm not listening to anybody ever again.
Dude, it was the
but myself. I know everything.
was talking about it. Everybody was talking about it, like Isaiah Crowell. He's going to get so many
It's
carries.
like, no, he's still on one of the shittiest football teams that has ever been all time.
He really is. Who's got yet another quarterback? Didn't Hogan start this year?
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know.
He does
I watched it and it was like,
he does it deep and runs well. But
who's one of yours?
I don't have too many running backs on here, but my number one is Terrence West.
Dude, it's the same shit. It's just the same shit that he's always been. Yeah, he had one season, half a season when he was good, and then he started getting you like 0.5 and stuff, and you're like, man, this is awful. And then you don't remember that for some reason, and you're like, I remember drafting him when what's his name goes down, when Woodhead goes down, and it's like.
But for West to even be involved, I mean, think about what had to happen. I mean, Daniel Woodhead had to go down. Kenneth Dixon had to get suspended.
That's who it was.
I mean, this guy is a third stringer at best, and he's in battling with other third stringers and can't win. I mean, that's what's going on. So Terrence West, to me, you can go ahead and drop him off all your rosters. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just take him to that.
For me, another one is, and I don't give a damn if Pete Carroll comes out and says, we're handing it to him 35 times a game. Edward Lacey. He's already on my dead to me list, but I wanted to reiterate it because if you could kill him twice, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, dude, here's the thing though. Like in his last full year, or actually, when was his last full year? 2007.
I think it was 13 or 14.
But he averaged like 4 carries. But like the dude can't stay healthy. Seattle's got a crap offensive line. I mean. Yeah.
What about you? What's another one? And you can do any position, it don't matter.
Well, I'm going to take the largest position of dead to me's, and that's the tight end position. I'm going to go with Eric Ebron.
He is number one on my tight end.
Dude, Eric Ebron.
Dude,
should
he's
not be on
stone cold, cannot catch. And he had everybody was high on him last year, and it was like, eventually this guy's going to emerge. He's going to emerge. He's going to be Pettigrew. He's going to come out and he's just going to – no, he's not. He's going to be a turd sandwich.
He's going to be like Mercedes Lewis. He's going to pop up once a year, score you some points.
On
the rest of the time, he's going to be garbage.
On my tight ends list, at the top, it just says there's so many. There's just so many. We can't get into it.
I'm just going to name a couple. Jared Cook. Who cares? Colby Fleener. This guy has He has Drew Brees, and he's in an offense that made Jeremiah Graham the best guy ever. That's Jimmy Graham for you, Lee. But, yeah, Kobe Fleener's out for me.
Zay Jones on the receiving. Next year, maybe.
You should probably drop it.
No, you can definitely drop him. There's no question you can drop him. But I'm just saying, maybe next year, who knows. But obviously, they cannot advance the ball down the football field, per se. Eric Double-Decker is very disappointing to me.
Dude, okay, so Mariota's been hurt a little bit, but I figured Decker would just be a touchdown machine. I figured he'd do
unbelievable.
3 catches for 34 yards and a TD. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking he'd be.
It's like they're prejudiced against
wide receivers.
Or something. I don't know. But,
Dak Prescott's not. He does go beat
but yeah, it's I'm not wasting my bench spot on him. You can't trade him because he's got 0 value. So it's like I'm done with that.
I'm done with it.
Man, I mean, for me, I was never on board with this, and you can't drop him, and you can't. I mean, you can put your foot on his ass and get ready to, but I was never on board with this, and thank God I wasn't, because I'm just laughing all the way to the bank. But freaking Mike Gillislee. It's not going to get any better.
It's not going to get any better.
If he doesn't have a touchdown, then, and I mean, he looked okay against Tampa Bay, but okay was 5.2 points, because if he doesn't have that touchdown, he's getting you 50 yards, maybe 40.
Man, and that was the deal. He's going to be touchdown dependent. Their defense isn't good enough to have a running game. I mean, like, You just run up and down.
And
the
you
field.
think with Tom Brady kind of injured this week that they're going to kind of do that, but the Jets are good enough on defense. It's going to be a tight game, I think. I think the Jets show up. And I think it's going to be like, God, is this the Patriots? Because I mean, last week it was a shit show against Tampa Bay. I mean, both sides. You know, there was a lot of completions for Tom Brady, and I mean, they looked a lot better, obviously, but still, you know, we were expecting a 55-point game, and you know that 35 of that was going to be on the New England side, and it did not happen.
And New England got lucky to win that game. If Nick Folk kick a ball through the uprights,
Dude,
I mean,
how
they lose.
frustrating would you be if you're a head coach in the NFL and the only downfall that you have is kickers, but the downfall has been 3 years of it? Dude, who drafts a kicker in the second round of the NFL football? Man?
They did, and he's trashy. I mean, they cut him.
He looks like a princess, dude.
He is. But Nick Folk used to be legit. Now I can't make a 35-yard
Nick used to be a Dallas Cowboys.
I know.
So, yeah, Kenny Britt, Kendall Wright, dude.
Okay.
Quit putting your freaking quit asking me if you're going to start Kendall Wright because I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if he was playing for the Patriots. I mean, I'd probably start him.
I'd probably start him.
But, and I mean, I know he's the only guy over there, but for me, it's like, I cannot trust a guy that is averaging 3 catches a week for, let's see.
Ever.
Yeah, no, it's just 3, that's all I had. 18 receptions, so.
Yeah, it's no good. I think that offense will get a little better.
Yeah, Trubisky or whatever his name is.
But
I mean, it can't get
Wheaton will help that offense if he'll come back. I mean, he's probably the best receiver on the team, but he's hurt. Dude, mine receivers, Jamison Crowder. I'm gonna drop him.
Yeah, I mean, I've dropped him in a couple of my shallow leagues. I hate it too because he was such a world beater. But dude, I feel like nobody has gotten anything there. You know, I mean, Terrell Pryor obviously hadn't. He's frustrating a lot of people. Josh Doxson. It's like all of Kirk Cousins' receiving yards has come from Chris Thompson.
That's fact.
It is, and so
Jordan
I
Reed,
feel like
he's
there's
not
got to be somebody eventually. I think this week is going to be. I mean, I'm rolling Pryor out there every week. I'm still believing in it. It's like I can't quit him. It's like I can't quit him. It's like I have just that shitty girlfriend, you know, that you couldn't quit in high school. It's like it's too good, you know. He's too good. I know that's a terrible analogy, but he's good. You know? So anyway, man, that's a few of them, and I think this should be an every week deal. We can come up with a lot more. I could go for hours.
Oh, dude, Amari Cooper. I just had to say.
Yeah, you had to throw that in there. All right, let's talk about game previews. Let's preview every NFL football game this week. How about it?
Let's do it, man.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great about it.
What do you think about? So the first matchup is a turd sandwich. Chicago at Baltimore. Both teams have been playing. I mean, Baltimore played a lot better last week, but both teams have been playing kind of crummy. You know, Jordan Howard looked a lot better last week. He didn't get in the end zone, but he had like 79 yards on 19 carries or 18.
Dude, towards the end of the game, they should have kept feeding him the pellet because he was breaking off 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I was playing Nick Gregory, and he had Jordan Howard, and I was like, oh my God, please just fight. Anyway, and then it goes to OT, and I end up pulling it out by like 3. But he looked good.
There's been a lot of 1-point games in that league.
Oh, it's so competitive.
Nick beat me by 1 point in that league, and it was just like it was a nail biter.
It's so competitive. That league's really competitive top to bottom.
I love it.
This game, I really think Baltimore's going to win, and I like the Baltimore defense.
Yes.
I think
run
they may score
them out there.
Multiple touchdowns.
Wow, that's bold.
I hate it.
But it's good. I mean, they're like the number 4 defense right now in fantasy.
Yeah.
And they were number 5 for most of the year last year. So I mean, you gotta believe that. On the offensive side of Baltimore, I like Buck Allen this week. I think he's going to be. I think he's carrying the torch right now. Obviously. Then what do you think? So I drafted Mike Wallace, believing in him, and he's like, He had 1.5 to 1.7 the first 3 weeks.
I think he's coming back, man. Like Flacco didn't throw it over 10 yards in the first 3 weeks. He's starting to air it out. Dude, he's a horrible quarterback, and I've been saying it since jump. Flacco is horrible, but he's got a cannon, and he can throw it deep to Mike Wallace.
Mike Wallace is like one of the leaders in the like the past 10 years or maybe longer than that on his deep, like 50 yards or more touchdowns, 50 yards or more receptions. Like obviously he's a downfield
Him
guy.
and Sean Jackson.
Yeah, so exactly. So I can't trust him at all.
No,
but I'll throw him out there in some DFS like crazy.
If he has another good week, I might flex him.
Yeah, you could. I believed in him enough to draft him in a few. I dropped him, but and somebody else is worrying about that right now. But and Jeremy Maclin has not been good, but he's leading the team in targets. That's all I know.
He is.
And I don't know how good that is. It's like one of those deals you can't cut in and you can't really start him. You kind of got to wait. Moving on, Green Bay at Minnesota. I was talking about starting the two running backs, and then I forgot the matchup. That's pretty. Last week I had to roll out Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen against Minnesota, and that was, it was like I was forced to on bye weeks and injuries.
Yeah, it just happens. But yeah, I don't know. No.
That's going to be, Jordy's full, like I said, full go, and I think that he has a bounce back because surprisingly, Minnesota's secondary is just like, man, they were so good last year. And it's like Rhodes is just not himself or something.
Man, he looks kind of slow.
I think he's been injured. I think he got injured week 1, and he's just forcing it.
He's got to be. And I like Devontae Adams.
Oh yeah, man, gosh, hasn't he been good? Hadn't he been good?
Every week starter. But
Rodgers loves him.
I think Thielen goes off, and I think Kyle Rudolph has pretty. Yeah, I know it's a tight end, and it doesn't really matter, but I think.
What about Marty Bennett? How bad is he?
Everybody was jocking him.
Let me just tell you. Let me just give you, because I'm going to tell you right now, before we even get any deeper than this, I might have 4 tight ends that I'm even going to bring up. And 3 of them are because they're trashy. And the rest of them I'm not even going to mention because it's that bad. But Marty B has not gotten double digits in a point per reception.
You know why? Because he sucks.
Well, and Rodgers just doesn't throw to those receivers. He hadn't. It's like trying to throw Richard Rodgers out there. It's the same thing the last 2 years. It's like ever since Jermichael Finley, it's over for tight end.
Yeah.
It's like he figured out he can't throw to him unless it's a game-winning touchdown from the 40.
Yeah.
Hail Mary. Yeah. So on the Minnesota side, I also want to talk about Randall Cobb. Like, I'm so glad I don't own him, but he's such a hit or miss. I don't know. I can't even. I don't have to deal with that. Yeah. On the Minnesota side, do you think that Diggs being out hurts Adam Thielen or helps Adam Thielen?
I think it helps Rudolph. I think Thielen's going to finish.
I think he gets more targets, obviously, but I don't know. I think he could probably handle the wide receiver 1. He did last year. He did last year. As a matter of fact, when Diggs was out, he did. He picked it up. So, yeah, I think so too. We talked about Case Keenum being the truth.
Yeah.
He's completing like 70% of his passes, by the way. And he set the record in college for completion.
I think he's good, man.
So he's smart with the ball. That's the thing. He'll throw a pick every now and then, but he's pretty good. He's pretty good for a backup quarterback. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I got it.
He's pretty good for somebody who could not keep the starting jobs for them.
or in Houston.
Jerick McKinnon. What didn't look bad is 16 carries for 95, because he did get actual carries, and he had some receptions, but 16 carries for 95. That's pretty good for McKinnon. And he did have a TD. Obviously, faster and looked better than Lat Murray, who was like 2 yards a carry, I think.
And dude, don't get me wrong, Lat Murray looked garbagey, but I really feel like it was like, you remember back in the day, Lindell White in Tennessee and CJ2K?
Mm-hmm.
Lindell, they just handed it to him and he just busted people up for, like a quarter. And then they handed it to CJ2K and he'd go for 75 yards. I think that Lat Murray, is the battering ram. They're going to hand it to Kennan to do the big stuff.
Yeah, and I think that you still got to hold on to Lat Murray, and you still got to kind of believe because when he was a Raider, he was for 2 years he was one of the most consistent running backs in fantasy football.
He was, but he must have crapped.
He would 12 point a game you to death, but he would 12 point the game.
Yeah, and then the coach was like,
he was like Beanie Wells with a little outfit.
Beans.
Beanie Wells used to win your football games with 11 points a week. You could write it down. You could that was the easiest prediction that was the easiest projection that I've ever had to make was Beanie Wells was going to get 11 every week.
And Natalie was just, hey, if you're undrafted,
dude, I mean, he was solid. He was solid. Let's see. Moving right along. San Francisco at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
This could be a barn burner. I mean, I'm not in the sense of San Francisco is going to hang in there, but
there's just so many question marks.
On the San Francisco side, we got to bring it up, and we got to bring it up now, is Carlos Hyde.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
it's
is he the starter?
I just watched the game for the second time. I watched that one twice because I'm just I've got to see this crap again. And part of it, regardless of what you say, part of it is Indy run defense is good. But I'll tell you what part of it isn't, is that he was not hurt. There was no signs of any kind of limitation from his injury. I watched it so closely that his cuts were fine, everything was fine. He just couldn't do it. And then as soon as he kind of started getting a little bit of momentum, then Shanahanigans started. And they were like, Breida. And it's and you guys got to remember, there was at one point in Atlanta that it was a shit show with Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman.
That's right.
And that is Shanahan, and that is blood. That is from his old man.
Done it everywhere.
The hot hand. The hot hand is like a death sentence in fantasy football.
So here's what I don't get. Okay, so Carlos Hyde has had a great year so far. He really has. I mean, he's done better than I thought he would do. And, he kind of got that hip injury. He came back from it this week. And kind of with you, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense why he just got going. Why bring in Breida?
Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, but just deal with it.
It's man, and we let people talk us into that too a little bit because I've always been a Hyde hater, and I have him on one team and only one team because I'm still a Hyde hater. I mean, it's not that I'm a hater, it's that I don't believe that he can last ever. And so far, it's when I saw him go out that Thursday night game against LA, I was like, he's done. That's it. That's all you got. And it's at least you got 5 games out of him, it's but that's a good thing,
I thought he's done.
Yeah, I did too.
I was texting Zach talking about.
But here's the carry split. It was 8 for Hyde and 11 for Breida.
Yeah.
That's bad. And neither one of them did anything, by the way. It's not like Breida being the hot hand was not anything to write home about.
Breida looked good out of that.
He did, but it wasn't anything to write home about. It wasn't anything better than what Carlos Hyde has been doing all year, that's for sure.
No doubt.
Pierre Garçon, we talked about that a little bit. 3 games with 14 or more points in a row. That's pretty good for him. And we believed in him in the beginning.
Absolutely.
There's only 2 other players in the league that can have that many games that are 14 or more. And one is DeAndre Hopkins, and the other is Chris Hogan. So he's up there. I mean, it's pretty shocking when you think about that, putting Pierre Garçon in that 3 right there. That's pretty crazy.
I like it.
Last week he had 8 for 94. He's not getting in the end zone, which is a thing,
Yeah,
but he's getting the yardage. And I mean, that's Julio Jones' forte. So,
right.
Marquise Goodwin, man, he's kind of like a Taylor Gabriel in DFS. You could throw him out there every week and he could hit.
Dude's fast.
He is.
He is fast.
Let's move on to the Washington side of the ball. Kirky Cousins. Do you love him this week?
I mean, how do you not love him?
I love him this week. I've got him on one team, and it's like I've been just like it's like I haven't been defeated on him yet. It's like I haven't just hung it up. The first few weeks I was cussing, and then he had like a huge game, and now I'm like he can do it. You know.
I think he's going to. I think
He just got hit. And Jordan Reed's coming back this week, which is another big injury.
That'll be huge. But you know, with Rob Kelly out, are you all about P. Ryan?
I'm not all about P. Ryan, even though San Francisco is terrible, but I'm all about Chris Thompson again. And I started him last week. I had him on my pine for the first 4 weeks. And I just watched him get those points. And everyone is welcome. You're welcome, because I started him last week and he's just the bad. Or the week before last or whatever. Yeah, it was week 4. It's like the first 3 weeks he went ham, and then I was like, I'm going to take advantage of these points finally. I'm going to have the balls to do it, and I put him in at 7. What happens? That's what happens when I roll somebody. But yeah, I'm rolling him out again this week, and I'm not scared of it, even though he dudded for me. I'm rolling him out.
Right.
Crowder, we talked about what we're doing with him. That Washington secondary, we talked about Josh Norman being out, and I just wanted to readdress that's going to be good
huge
for our son. Detroit at New Orleans. I like this game. You know, it reminds me. I think it's going to be a little bit of build up, but not as bad as that. It just brings back memories when I think about New Orleans at home against a decently high-powered other offense. I think about that Giants Detroit game that everybody was like, it's gonna be just crazy, and they did. It's like they put up a bunch of points, and that was one of those deals. And I think that this is going to be another one where you can predict the points and it's going to happen.
Yeah. I think it's going to happen. You know, the running game for Detroit looks a little better, and I think that's helped Matthew Stafford.
You know, Abdullah kind of struggled last week, and everybody's knee jerking on him. But it's not the week to knee jerk.
No, he was good for a couple weeks. He had one bad week. It happens in the NFL. I mean, just you get keyed on or whatever.
Yeah, 10 carries for 31 yards, I think.
But, you know, Stafford's got a pretty good receiving core over there. We said Galladay's probably going to play. And, you know, Golden Tate's going to catch 10 balls for 86.
Well, let me tell you about Golden Tate and some of the matchups that he's had. So you got to cut him a little bit of a break. He's had Giants, which is obviously it's like no matter who goes up against them, it's going to be tough. Minnesota, which used to have a credible secondary, they've been getting kind of burned. And then Carolina, who's had a pretty good secondary, they've been shutting down Alshon.
Yeah.
I mean, they shut down Alshon last night, so it's like that defense is pretty good. I just think that Philly's offense is really good, so that's what happened last night. Matt Stafford, I mean, I'm starting him. He had a rough week last week, but a rough week for Matt Stafford last week was 229 and 2 TDs.
Right.
So you can roll him out there. He'll get you 6 minimal.
Yeah.
Even if he's hurt. I'm rolling Abdullah out. I'm even, like, I'm not a Theo Riddick guy, but.
He hadn't caught as many passes as he did last year. He caught like 60 balls last year. Crazy, but.
Yeah, but he was the only guy. It was him and that. I mean, they had that backup dude that was terrible that didn't pan out forever. I can't even remember his name. He's still on their roster. I can't remember that. It started with a D. He was terrible. It doesn't matter. Sneaky DFS play in that game might be Marvin Jones, even though he hadn't busted 15 points yet.
He hadn't busted 15 points since last year.
Yeah. True. That's true. Maybe it's just a terrible play. On the New Orleans side, New Orleans home, Drew Brees gonna go. I mean, the Lions secondary is what makes them good. That's what's made them the number one defense for a long time. But it's they looked a little shaky last week, and Drew Brees can.
That's bad.
Like he'll go right at Darius Slay. He ain't scared.
And Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas is legit. Over 85 yards the last 3 games for Mike Thomas. That's pretty big.
He started slow the first 2, but he's picked it up.
Yeah. Mark Ingram or Alvin Kamara? Tell me right now who you're rolling.
Dude, I am a Mark Ingram.
I am too. I think he's going to have. I've got a bold prediction on that. So, yeah, he's going to. It's like Kamara had one good game, and people are going crazy on him, like where they're like, I'm going to try to trade for him, or I'm just like holding him to where he's like, you can give me a number 1 receiver for this guy, and people are doing it, and it's just like, it's like one good game, bro, and you forget so quickly who that head coach is and how good he is at screwing a run back.
And here's the other thing. I've seen more of it in the last week since Adrian got traded, but Kamara doesn't benefit off that at all. I mean, all that did is benefit Ingram, in my opinion. I mean, it's not like they're going to freaking hand it to Kamara to run up the middle.
I would love to see Mark Ingram go back to what he was 3 years ago.
He should be. He should.
He is. And I mean, he's been getting a pretty raw deal, I think. It's been booty. It's
Sean Payton's fault.
It is. He's horrible. I mean, any running back on that team is just like, Kenny, what is that? Kenny Chesney looking son of a bitch is what he is. That's what he looks like. It's just like, get your freaking visor and let's go to the game and let's shit on somebody on our own team. That's his goal. It's like he's not looking. When he puts the plaything up and he's looking like that, he's like, we're going to shit all over this guy today. Mark, are you ready to get shit on? Yeah, go take a seat. That's what he's doing. He's a turd and a half. I hate him. I hate him. Him and Mike McCarthy can just burn together.
Yeah.
Willie Snead. I mean, he should make his debut. I would play him in DFS.
I'd play him in DFS. He'll be a 1%.
Yeah. No, I would bet 10, 15% people.
Really?
Yeah, I think a bunch of people right now. First game, whatever. Let's talk about Miami at Atlanta. On the Miami side of the ball, there's only really one player that I'm starting, and it's Jarvis Landry. Everybody else. And they're going to get it together eventually. And dude, I've been watching the games, and Ajayi does not look bad. It's not Ajayi.
No, it's not Ajayi. I mean,
he's had some really good runs, and I mean, he's getting positive yards. It's just they're not running the plays. They're not, and then they're turning it over. They don't have time of possession, which is the biggest thing. If you don't have the ball, you can't run the ball. He is. Put Matt Moore in there and let's go.
Dude,
let's pick this thing up.
I'm in.
And I mean, they've had a crap offensive coordinator for years. It's like they cannot find it. They've been firing coaches. It's a mess. And anyway, it's pissing me off with the Ajayi for sure. Atlanta, on the Atlanta side, I'm starting Atlanta defense everywhere.
Yeah.
Because that's going to be a pillage. They're just going to own them at home. That's going to be ugly. It's going to be Baruto.
2 leagues.
Matt Ryan, everybody needs to calm down. He had 10 points a couple of weeks ago. He was playing Buffalo. They are legit. Rest of the time, he's been good. So calm down. Quit knee-jerking on that.
Everybody's pissed off because they expected him to do what he did last year. And if you'd listened, you'd have known nobody does that. Nobody does that. Nobody has a career.
The repeat is tough.
It's tough repeat.
I mean, unless you're Tom Brady and you repeat every year, or Drew Brees repeat every year, It's like
this is Matty Ice. We're not talking about Drew Brees. Anyway,
Julio. It's like Jordan Reed, man. It's like you draft Jordan Reed and you know you can expect time off. You can expect weeks where you're going to get an injury and he's not going to be out there. So if you drafted Julio, you knew that. And this is why I've never even owned that guy. It's because I would love to get the 43 points when he has that game.
Yeah.
But to me, it's not worth it having the 3 and the 0 and the 0 and then the 40 and then the 10 and then it's like I just can't do it with Julio, man.
I can't do it. I said at the beginning of the year he was like one of my biggest busts of the year, and no, he's not a bust, but
he's talented as all get out.
He is.
He's just not going to go out, and he'll play through stuff. He will. But
he'll be out there.
He's going to miss some games, and he's going to lay some eggs. He'll play a full game and not like have anything. You know, like I've seen him plenty of times where those 3-point games, and it's like when you watch the game and he's in there the whole time, and you're just like, what is happening? Why are they not going?
He plays hurt and he's a decoy.
Devonta Freeman, I love him all year long, every week, and even though Miami has been decent against the run, but you know, I wouldn't expect a massive game, but I mean,
I think he's an every week starter.
Kevin Coleman's the most valuable handcuff in football.
I agree.
Cleveland at Houston. I have 2 players for Cleveland, but only one of them I'd start, and that's Dookie. I'm starting Dookie every week, man. Until he just lets me down, and I don't own him anywhere because I knew better.
Dude, he's like starting James White. I mean, it's not anything you're going to write home about, but he's going to score 10.
Yeah, and I mean, he's been having some big games.
Yeah.
The other guy I had was just somebody that I'd like to put a thumbtack on my board is Ricardo Lewis. If I'm going to look at receivers for Cleveland, that's probably going to be my guy. It's not going to be Kenny Britt. Even if it's like he's just got a bad case of stoneheads, dude. It's like, Kenny, what are you doing? It's like ever since he flipped that golf cart in the Hard Knocks, I'm just going to dumbass.
That's facts.
But yeah, Ricardo Lewis, just maybe stash if you have a really deep, but it's probably going to be on it. On the Houston side, J.J. Watt being out really hurt. That's another huge injury.
It does. But they dealt with it last year, too.
Yeah, they did.
Clowney's.
Deshaun Watson, the truth, you're rolling him every week.
Yeah, you're
Good
rolling.
Lord, that kid is just doing it.
Man, he's doing it, and I tell you what, it's helping Lamar out.
It is.
Big time.
It's like, man, it's a world changer whenever you can advance the football through the air.
Dude, they were with Savage. They were running it, and I was with like 32 people in the box, and then now Deshaun Watson's like he took one to the house, and everybody's like,
"Wait, we got to guard this side and that side."
Yeah, and he can throw it to DeAndre Hopkins.
I don't know if you guys know this, but he's number 3.
Yes, dude, I get it. I mean, I know you're rolling him out, but I mean,
you don't believe it? Oh no, Nolan. You're not a believer.
This reeks of who is that Redskins quarterback?
RG3.
It reeks
no.
of RG3. I'm just telling you, it reeks of RG3.
Come
I'm just
on.
telling you. He's got some stuff going. It's RG3.
No.
I mean,
no.
You probably
Dude, the difference in RG3 and Deshaun Watson is Deshaun Watson does not go to the sideline and take a selfie of himself and say, "O-line, move out of my shot."
Are you talking about who I want to hang out with? I mean,
well,
yeah,
no, but I mean,
but
still, it's like when you're modest, you're going to play good football. I mean, when you're like, I'm happy to be here. I'm lucky to be here.
Oh,
you're going to play, and he's a gamer too.
He's a gamer. I'm just saying.
Dude, I can't believe it.
It's a little RG3.
Why would I expect anybody else to be?
He's truthy, man. I wish I'd have had him in my lineup the last 2 weeks, but
I'm starting him every week for the rest of the year.
Oh, okay.
Every week.
Hey, I'm starting.
I'm trading whoever I had behind him. That's.
I'm gonna play. I'll tell you what I will do. Here's how much I trust him. I'm gonna play DeAndre Hopkins.
Dude, DeAndre Hopkins is finally looking like
DeAndre
Hopkins, one of the best receivers in football.
He can get in the ball.
What about Will Fuller? You believe in that guy?
You know, like he's definitely got more upside than he did 2 weeks ago. I mean, I'm not like, oh my god, I look forward to an every week starter, but he's a bye week villain for sure.
Dude, he's
Maybe
a flex
play.
He's a flex play.
Yeah.
He's a wide receiver 3 for sure.
I'm with
And
you.
dude, obviously you're not going to get another game in a row with 2 touchdowns. It's not going to happen.
No.
But I mean, he's fast. He looks good,
He's getting
and
better.
obviously Watson's going to him, so that's good. We talked about Miller. Talked about Hopkins. Let's move on to New England at the Jets. We talked that this was going to be it's always a close
New
game.
England?
Yeah. It's always a close game.
It's going to be close.
But they're going to blow. I mean, obviously, New England is going to win the football game. But you know what happens? You know what happens is they try to lose to shitty teams.
Dude, they try to lose every week. They try to lose every week this season.
Yeah.
I mean, they really should have lost the first week. If Nick Folk could kick it better than, Lynn Elliott, I mean, it would have been great. He couldn't make a. You understand? Like, he makes one field goal, they lose to Tampa Bay.
Yep.
I mean, it's trashy.
After Tampa Bay's horrible game, horrible.
Trashy.
And you know what? All New England did, they played that deep ball.
Oh,
And,
that's it.
And Tampa Bay didn't know how to handle not beaming it down the field to Mike Evans.
And, but they do that. New England can still take away one player. But, man, I don't know why. Their defense, they've been top 10 every year. That's the
We were
difference.
big on him this year, too.
Dude, I mean, because they've been top 10 for the last decade.
Yeah.
But, no, didn't work out this year.
So, Tom Brady dealing with injury, but he's going to be good. Chris Hogan, if you drafted him in the very last round of your draft, you hit a home run.
You were loving it right now.
You're loving every second.
I think it continues, too. Even with Brown back.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's the truth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the little guy can find the end zone. That's all I know. Brandon Cooks, there's a little bit of knee jerking on that, but dude, why? It's like, why? You know Brandon Cooks. You know with New Orleans, it was like, he had some games that were, he's getting you 10 a week. So quit crying.
Yes.
Quit crying. He'll get you a 30-point game here pretty soon. Might even be this week.
He just doesn't look in sync with Brady still. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know him anywhere, but because I'm not one of the, and I don't take those risks on those boomer bust guys, and I do own Deshaun Jackson in one league this year, so
Dude,
I
starting this week.
went out on a limb on that.
Starting this week.
Danny Amendola, he got more targets last week because they couldn't do anything across the middle. Tampa Bay came out cover the middle of the field. And Gronk was out. So I still expect him to. I like him as a flex play this week. And Gillisley sucks. James White, he'll get you 10. That's about all on that side of the ball. On the New York Jets, dude, this is the one time I'm going to say this entire year. You ready? Start all of your Jets. Start them all. If you own Josh McCown, you're an idiot. And, I'm not talking about Josh McCown. I'm not believing in that.
But whoever starts at running back.
Whoever's starting at running back, you can start Curse. I love Robbie Anderson. I love Austin Safarian Jenkins. He was one of my big targets this year, and I didn't draft him, but I knew when he was coming back, and I was like, because in spring camp they were like, he is going to be the primary receiving option, and I was like, man, that's big words.
He came back last week and just.
And dude, they're actually, you were thinking that it was going to be the biggest. You as in collective view was thinking like Jets was going to be the biggest shit show that's ever been.
Dude, they were in football games.
Dude, they're playing.
And
you're just like, what is going on?
They don't do anything great. They just do everything okay, and it works out.
That's
really,
a good way to put that. I picked up Curse this week, and
I got Curse.
And I'm rolling. It's like I don't really have an option on OBJ. And that's like my best receiver in our main league is Emmanuel Sanders because Cooper's not.
Yeah.
So it's like Emmanuel Sanders and Jermaine Curse are my two starting this. But I've got threes. I've got C.J. Anderson, Jordan Howard, and Kareem Hunt. So it's like, come get it.
We haven't been to in this.
Oh no, we haven't been there yet. Tampa Bay at Arizona. Winston, man, he's getting it done, dude. Let me just say, 300 plus yards in all but one game. He throws some picks, and he will. He'll always throw picks.
He'll throw some picks, but he'll make some plays with his legs and stuff too.
Yeah. So I mean, he's an every week starter, obviously. Mike Evans, he hasn't been the typical Mike Evans. Dude, I have heard some things with some people, and you guys need to chill out on this. Because he's facing Patrick Peterson, I've heard people talking about benching. And I was just like,
that's ignorant.
It's just, how long have you been playing fantasy football? It's like, I don't give a damn. You're rolling Mike Evans, you're rolling DeAndre Hopkins, you're rolling all of these people, you're rolling Des Bryant. It's like, they might struggle, but they're such a talent that if you bench them, you're going to feel like a freaking fool when they hit that 30 game and they're on your bench. And then I'm going to be like, well, you're not any good. Let me help you. You need to.
You can't bench LaShawn McCoy just because he's going against the Broncos. I mean,
no.
It's just dumb.
No.
I mean, you got to start your studs and, so then I'll go for 25. But they're still going to score.
You gotta expect it. I mean, you can't expect them to have a big game, but you can't put them on the bench ever.
And Patrick Peterson has been banged up, guys. I mean, he's not going to be at 100% in this game. And Mike Evans is one of the top 2 or 3 talents.
Where do you throw the ball if you're scared of Patrick Peterson? The other side?
Yeah, I would throw it to what's his name? T.J.A.R.V.I.S.
He's going to have a big week, man.
I think he's going to be big. And I think Mr. Brait is going to.
I'm pretty sure that I called D-Jax for a Hyundai and a T on my bowl predictions last week. He didn't get the T, but he got over a Hyundai.
Dude, that was a good pick.
Yeah. Douglas Fresh.
Dude, he looked like the truth. And I'm scared to say it because I need him to be good. I really do. And he's going to end up hurting his neck and go out next game. But I need him to.
It's the on year, off year, on year, and this is the on year because last year was the off year. And
I'll take him.
Dude, I can just every time I think about Doug Martin, I think about the year that I had him, his breakout year in the Coach from the Couch League, and he put up 65 that one game. And I can't remember who I was playing, but I loved every second of it.
It's
like
so
when a player puts up 65 points
and you're just laughing
in a half-point PPR, it's like,
just laughing at him.
Oh man, how much do you love Cameron Brate?
I really love him. This week I've got him ranked in the top 5 in tight ends, which really doesn't say anything.
No,
but I got him ranked as a top 5 tight end. I got him I think it's a spot below Austin Sperry and Jenkins. So I'm like ridiculous.
On the Arizona side, Adrian Peterson, obviously. I'm not expecting anything huge, but you can't ask for a better first matchup.
No, it's going to be a good first matchup, but here, start a tight end in Evans. That's funny. Here's the thing. Man, Adrian Peterson is old, and he's got a bad offensive line. And doesn't catch the ball out of the backfield. And guys, I get it. It's Adrian Peterson, but I think we're going to be talking about him being dead to me.
Yeah.
In a few. I mean, he's going to get in the end zone, son. I mean, he'll get like a 2-yard score or something.
I don't know, man. I mean, he's a world beater. That the people that said, like Colin Cowherd this year, he's such an idiot. I don't know how he got the job anywhere, but he said that Adrian Peterson was one of the most overrated running backs ever. And it's just like, dude, where were you how did you get into the sports business?
I mean, by overrated, if you mean, has never really had a good quarterback. And he had Brett Favre at the end of his career. But anyway, he's never had a good quarterback. He's had 8 in the box his entire career in his pillage.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's just like, what a dumbass. Carson Palmer, he isn't sexy at all because he's Carson Palmer, but
But
dude,
he's doing
he's been having to throw it, and
They got no run game.
he's a top
No
10
D.
quarterback right now.
It's just,
You remember 2 years ago, he was like number 3 for a long time.
Man, I like him this week, and it's kind of jumping ahead, but
But that's,
dude, I'm starting Fitz. I think Fitz scores multiple.
dude, it's got to be. I mean, he hasn't done anything big since he pillaged on us a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I think he's got to have a massive game. David Johnson news. Arians came out and said the earliest that he'll come back is Thanksgiving, but dude, the word comeback in a statement from a head coach is enough for me. I went back and added in where I could, if I could afford it. So look at that. Jerron Brown, John Brown, J.J. Nelson, I'm putting them all about flatline. You know, any one of them can do anything this week. So I hate it hurts that John Brown's is back because, you know, J.J. Nelson was kind of hurt, and then it's like you could roll Jerron Brown out, and it's like, man, you never know with those receivers. You know that they're going to have to throw it.
I do like Ellington, though, too.
Yeah, I do, too. I added him in a few, and I'm liking it. The L.A. Rams at Jacksonville. Dude, on the L.A. side, you know, for Jacksonville, they got pillaged a few weeks ago in the run game, and then Le'Veon didn't like world beat against them, and then so I really don't know how to.
But that was a weird quarterback is Big Ben Roethlisberger.
It was, and I even have that. That game last week was just strange.
It was just weird.
I have that. That's weird, is what that is. We're on top of it. I'm just saying we think a little too much alike sometimes.
They cost me Survivor. I hate you, Big Ben.
Oh man, that's tough. Yeah, there's basically no offense. And the Seattle LA game was also very strange because there was no offense on either side of that ball. So it's like I watched that game again, and it was like it was a horrible game. And
this could be the same way. I'm kind of getting that vibe out of this.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I feel like you can't to me, up until last week, I felt like you couldn't stop Todd Gurley for anything. But right now, for me, it's like you cannot stop Leonard Fournette for me.
Dude, Fournette
he is a world beater.
He is so good. He's exactly what they need.
Yeah. I don't particularly like any receivers on the LA side this week, but I do like Todd Gurley.
I like Gurley. Even if you can't get it on the ground, he's in the passing game now.
Yeah. So in DFS, I've got a few lineups where I've got like Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette, and then I've got Fournette and Gurley, both sides of that game, and then I've got some Melvin Ingrams. If I'm playing big money on the running back side, that's what I'm looking at. What do you do with Sammy Watkins right now?
Leave him on your bench. I mean, he was on my maybe dead to me, you can drop him, maybe, but he's just
too much talent.
He's
man.
like a top 12 talent.
All that has to happen is like Bob Woods or Cooper Kupps. I mean, they're mediocre at best compared to him. That's the thing.
I read an article, and here's the problem. So, Jared Goff has played pretty good this year. But what they're saying is that he's not going through all of his progressions. So, if the play's drawn up and they call a very good play, then Jared Goff does really, really good. And if you have a play that you got to go into your second and third progression, then it's so I think that hurts Watkins because, he's not the type guy that, you just look over there and go, oh, he's wide open. I mean, he gets open down the field and cut or whatever. And by that time, Goff's already
But he's not looking at him first. It's the problem.
No,
too.
He's dumping it to Gurley first.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. I can see that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Leonard Fournette, my God, 28 for 181 and 2 touchdowns.
I started.
Nearly hitting that 200. I mean, of course you started him. But good Lord. It's like Man,
It is good. And then
going into Pittsburgh and upsetting them like that, just
that was huge. I mean, and don't get me wrong, 5 picks helps anybody, but I mean,
can the takeaways continue?
Man,
I don't think they can.
it's hard to throw on them. They've got 2 great corners.
Yeah, I mean their secondary is beasting it, and their linebackers are ridiculous.
They are, but they've been run on more than I thought they would.
Yeah,
but
it's like, what else are you gonna do? You have to run
you have to.
because you can't throw it.
But
I love it, and I played Zach last week, and I started Jacksonville, and he's like, "How do you just start Jacksonville defense against Pittsburgh like that?" And I'm like, "Because they're legit.
Really good.
They had one
Like the
bad week.
Bills.
Yeah,
Start the Bills any week.
yeah,
Yeah.
Start the Bills against the Saints.
That's right.
Yeah, you start the Bills against New England. I'd do it.
No doubt.
They're really good. On the receiving side, man, I don't even want anything to do with either one of them.
Doesn't matter.
Blakey B, man, just
Blakey B.
Blakey B. All right, let's talk about the LA Chargers in Oakland. They're moving this game, I think, or are they playing in Oakland still, or in LA still because of the wildfires or whatever? It's going to look just like Mexico City. Is what it's going to look like if they play with the wildfires. God, I hope they don't ever do that again. That was dumb. Those players were like, I can't breathe. There's pollution. There's too much pollution. It's like, why would you build an arena at the top of a mountain in one of the most polluted cities on earth?
Are you down with them going to London? You like that?
I'm over it.
I hate that.
It's retarded.
Get
Get your own
team.
sport.
You're talking about starting a team over there. The NFL.
Like, get your own football league.
It's
like maybe
National Football League. Multinational.
International.
Whatever.
Whatever. It's not. It's
Stupid.
not.
All the way across the board.
Yeah, it's like, and it kills every team that goes over there. One side of the ball is dragging ass because they can't adapt.
I agree.
And no matter what, you know. So back to the Chargers side, Melvin finally bounced back last week. You were kind of, I mean, I'm one of the believers. You're not, but I'm one of the believers, and I thought that eventually he was going to have a big game. Finally, he did, and it paid off big time. 20 carries, 105 yards, and then he also had 6 receptions for 58 and 2 TDs.
I like Melvin Gordon the same reason I like Todd Gurley, because he's involved in the passing game. Just like Lev Bell, he catches, he's got an upside of catching 6-7 balls. And I mean, if you're in a full-point PPR, I mean, that's over 10 points just there. If he gets in the end zone, we're not even talking about rushing. If he gets in the end zone, I mean, he scored you 20.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he might only average 2.3 carries, but he's still going to score you 7 carries, which is legit.
Let's see. Should be another good matchup for him, though, against Oakland.
I think so.
Keenan Allen, just killing it. Feeling good about Keenan. And I'm so glad we went through with drafting him. How about Hunter Henry? Did they finally figure out maybe they should use that guy? Or are you trusting him? I mean, it's another tight end. That's tight end number 2 that I brought up.
Except they have 2 tight ends that people try to start that neither one of them can.
No, I brought up 3. I brought up.
Well, I mean, like, they have Antonio Gates and Hunter Henry. Neither one of them score points. I mean, that's 2.
Oh,
Same
man. Mike Williams, man, could be coming back soon. And let me just say, Mike Williams is probably better than.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, how they're going to use him or what. It's going to be a lot of mouths. But, you never know. They could just quit. They could just Hunter Henry and Antonio Gates, the other receivers, and just quit going to them and
You
not
think
use them.
when Mike comes in, he's going to be kind of like Vincent Jackson back in the day?
No, I think Keenan Allen still has that, like, he kind of switched to that role. But I don't know, man. He is a big guy.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. Philip Rivers, he is a matchup quarterback if there ever was one.
Like, Phillip Rivers is the guy that when you need him to score 15, scores 14. He's that guy. I mean, he's like,
Come on, Phil Cock, let's go.
Yeah.
I need 15 out of you. Just do it 14.7. And you're like, are you serious? I mean, God.
He is. And then when you bench him, he puts up 25.
I know.
That's how it goes.
Dude, I got him in the league. I drafted him as my starter because I waited too long. And I just roll him out every week. And I'm like, it doesn't, I don't know. I mean, I'm
Just put him out there and pray.
We're just going to see what happens.
Oh, on the other side, we talked about Derek Carr being back. I mean, we had so much hope for this offense this year, and then they just been, whatever that was at Washington, whatever that was, and nobody knows what that was. But I think that part of the biggest problem is they have Marshawn Lynch as a running back.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so I was talking about this earlier today, and they were like, what's wrong with Marshawn Lynch? I was like, nothing's wrong with Marshawn Lynch. He is who he is. And they're like, well, why are you beasting it? And I was like, because he only gets 12 carries.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
I mean, they literally don't give him over 12. If Marshawn Lynch is going to be good, you got to give him 20.
Oh, yeah.
But
dude, he doesn't look good when he gets the ball, dude. I don't care who you are. That touchdown salvaged his game last week. It salvaged it. You were getting ready to have 4.5 points.
There's no doubt. But they got to, if they're.
I'm just saying, dude.
And, dude, it helped if Amari Cooper would catch a ball.
That's true.
I mean,
that's so bad. But, dude, my boy Michael Crabtree, he's going to get you 85 yards a week.
85. He's going to get 8 catches for 85.
He is not going to get 89. Well, he might get 89. He ain't going to get 90. That's just how he is. But he's really good, and you can count on him every week.
And
doesn't matter if EJ Manuel is back there.
And, dude, he's going to score 10 touchdowns.
Dude, he's so solid. I mean, I can't believe that he got dumped on at San Francisco for so many years. It makes me sad in my heart. He's my boy. If I had a jersey that was outside of Dallas Cowboys, it would be a Crabtree. I actually was trying to order a throwback Texas Tech Crabtree jersey, and I couldn't find it. So if anybody has a connection on that, hook it up.
I think I get a camera.
Okay, I was like, did I say that? I didn't say that. Pittsburgh at Kansas City. So let's see if Big Ben decides that he hasn't lost it and wants to play a game. I hate his face. Dude, you know what's going to be good though? Is like I'm gonna have at least one Big Ben lineup in DFS because nobody's gonna play that. Sorry, bastard.
Dude, I was really considering putting in my bold predictions that Pittsburgh beats Kansas. And I just don't have the way.
At Arrowhead, there's no way.
Dude, I think Big Ben's going to come out with a chip on his shoulder, and I think they're going to play pretty good. I think they're going to play pretty good.
You want to put?
No, I don't want to.
No, let's just put $10 on just the outcome, no points, no nothing.
No, I mean, I don't want to do that. I didn't put it on my bold predictions because I didn't have a waivo. So no, I'm not making that bet.
Okay, so he's a believer, but he's just like kind of. Antonio Brown, I mean, he's just going to tell us no matter what, no matter who it is. Even Jacksonville, dude. 157 yards, 10 catches against arguably the best secondary. I mean, New York and Jacksonville are, I do not want to play. If I'm anybody, any kind of quarterback, I don't want to play.
And then Denver's probably a close third.
Yeah, they are. But man, Denver's run defense is better than their pass defense. Crazy.
Dude, I didn't figure that for this year.
No, I know.
Everybody's been running all over.
Yeah.
They got a new nose tackle. Pretty legit.
Martavis Bryant. I'm so glad I didn't draft that guy.
No.
I'm so glad I didn't. Lev Bell, I think people are knee jerking.
I'm trying to trade for him in every league.
Dude, how do you knee jerk on him? It's like he's the number 4 fantasy running back right now. Like, what more do you want? Just because he's not number 1, you're gonna knee jerk? Like, don't be a dumbass. Quit being a dumbass. Quit being a dumbass.
Oh, by the way, Shazier may not play for Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt you.
I got tricks on.
You got a little duck.
I got that.
Okay. IDP is so fun, by the way. I haven't learned shit about any of the players. It's like I thought as soon as I did IDP, I was like, man, I'm gonna know way more defensive players than I do right now. And then it's like, dude, I mean, I'm just plugging and playing every week. But I learned something. I learned who my player is every week, so that's good. It's like having a kicker for me, dude. I'm like, I'll drop a guy and pick up a guy every week. It's like if you put up 5 points, I'm dropping you against somebody else. So that's what okay.
Yeah.
But it's fun. I like it. I like it a lot more than regular defense.
Oh, it's so much better.
It's so much better.
So
I highly recommend it. It's fun. Dude, my sneaky play of the week is Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Because he's been getting some targets and he got like 8 points a week the last couple of weeks, I think. You never know, man. Like you said, Pittsburgh think they come in there with a chip and just they're going to be getting beat.
They're a good football team, though. I mean,
just like it all centers around Ben. You know, if he doesn't play well, the team doesn't play well. Because I mean, they have the most dangerous running back and best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you need? On the KC side, when are we going to believe in Alex Smith? Are we believing now?
I believe in Alex Smith. I think he is very good. Here's the thing. Like, Alex Smith has got top 2 tight end, and then after that it doesn't really matter. But you know, he's got a top 2 tight end. Kelsey's legit. Tyreek Hill's a playmaker. Every week he's a playmaker. Whether it's a punt game or catching a pass or whatever, he's a playmaker. And what's really helping Alex Smith is Kareem Hunt.
Yep.
And you got to respect Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, he's steady every week. Tyreek is good every week. Kelsey is, I mean, like he had a bad week, 1 week, but I'm expecting 70 in the T from him.
Yeah.
Let's talk about New York Giants and Denver. Man, it's going to be a crap show. You would think, I mean, Roger Lewis is the guy to add if you're going to add anybody. They've also got that Travis Rudolph and Tavares King coming in. My God, it's just like, just don't even worry about it. Let's talk about the Denver side. It's not even worth it on the other side.
Nope.
Denver defense, you roll them out. I like C.J. Anderson this week.
I love him.
I don't like the receivers because it's going to be tough, but I'm on the Emmanuel Sanders side.
I get that.
I'm kind of picking up the speed. We're cutting it.
Yeah, okay.
On the Indy side, Jacoby Brissett, 314 yards versus San Francisco. It's pretty.
He doesn't look bad.
Yeah, T.Y. killing it. Man, that guy is good.
I tried to trade for him 2 weeks ago, and nobody let him go, and I was like,
yeah. I look for him to have another good week. Marlon Mack looked good, but the problem is like they're not going to just go to Marlon Mack now all of a sudden. Because they had Turbin in there, they had Frank Gore in there. It's still going to be like that, but I was expecting to have a little bit more of a role now. I'm going to talk about Dante Montgomery. Worth it. Tennessee side, Mariota coming back will be the key. If he does, then I like Matthews. You know that the tight end position is bad when I don't even want to talk about the length.
dude, he's been garbage this year.
DeMarco, if I'm a defense and I see Matt Castle running onto the field, I'm putting 11 players. I'm not even going to have a secondary. I don't even care.
I'm with that. I think Mariota plays, and I think Murray.
Let's talk about Shit Sammys.
All right.
So, Shit Sammy. It's a terrible trade. In case you weren't with us earlier, an hour and a half ago. Shit Sammy is a awful trade that somebody sends you, and it's got extra doo-doo on it. Mayonnaise on the side.
That's a fact. But let's not confuse the Shit Sammy with the feeler trade, okay? Because when I send out a trade, it is a feeler.
It's easy to confuse the two.
It's
Let me
easy
tell
to
you that much.
Confuse it. Like a Shit Sammy is different. Like I'm sending out a trade just to get the conversation started. So if you get a trade from me, know that it's not a Sammy. I'm just trying to get you talking, and then hopefully.
I just want to ruffle your feathers a little bit before we get in negotiations. I want to come in and be like, I would like to purchase your shitty company. Wait, it's a good company. That's the kind of
it's
trade.
really shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, have you got any so far?
Man, I've got such a long list. I had to cut it. I had to trim it because it was so bad. Like people, it's like the funny thing is, it's in a couple of leagues where most people don't know me that's in that league, but it's like, dude, I'm not a dumbass,
No.
but it's like I have a team that's doing pretty bad, and so it's like they figure that I'm a dumbass because I have a shitty
You're just gonna
team.
give it away.
I got a trade offer today. J.A.R.V.I.S for Tyreek Hill. That is a shit sandwich. Extra cheese.
Yeah.
Let me give you a top 5 wide receiver, and you give me a running back that has barely made a handful of first downs this year.
I got one a couple weeks ago. You remember when Chris Carson kind of broke out? And but you got Chris Carson, you got Edward Lacy, you got Thomas Rawls, you got C.J. Procise who can come back. I mean, okay, so maybe he ran a couple good. Yeah, okay, for C.J. Anderson. No, not doing that.
I've been trying to trade Chris Carson at that point too.
Yeah, but not for
But-
C.J. Anderson.
No, hell no.
I mean, I'm not even gonna.
No, I mean,
I'm not trying to put somebody with Chris Carson to get C.J. Anderson.
yeah, oh yeah. So the same guy, so I replied to him. My reply was exactly what I said. I'm not trading a top 5 receiver for running back that can't get a first down. And the same guy, his next trade, I didn't even send him a counter. He sent another trade. It said J.A.R.V.I.S and Will Fuller for Mike Evans.
For
Like,
Mike
who do you
Evans.
think I am?
For Mike Evans.
God bless America.
I got Stephon Diggs, who I understand is injured right now, but prior to that, I think he was top 5.
Yeah.
For Marshawn Lynch and Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith, has he caught them all this year?
I don't even know. What number is he? I haven't seen it.
He's got one. And Marshawn Lynch, we just got finished saying he doesn't get but 12 carries a game.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
Here's a good one. Charkandrick, West. The backup.
Yeah.
And Shady McCoy for Devonta Freeman and Derek McKinnon after Dalvin Cook. And after McKinnon's big game.
McCoy is.
I mean, McCoy is fine. I mean, I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
But you can't trade me McCoy on a backup for a better running back and a better and not backup. Like, come on.
This one was actually sent out by one of our friends, Zach O'Neill. Today he tried to get Mike Thomas for Alfred Morris.
Woo! I've got another Zach O'Neill one. Crowell for Devontae Adams.
Oh, that's so bad.
Oh, man.
That's so bad.
And then I know he's mad at me because I backed out of a trade earlier this week that I proposed on Monday. I backed out of it the second I sent it. I was like, no, I don't want to do it. Because I needed my running backs, but I don't have a receiver, but I sent him Jordan Howard for Keenan Allen, which was a legit trade.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of shit I see. Like, I mean, that's pretty good.
No,
Especially he had no running
We
backs.
did a deal this week.
Yeah, we did. And it was a pretty good one because you have Kai. And I sent you Aaron Jones and Landry, the only receiver, over there for Garcon. I think that Aaron Jones is probably going to, or at least a bigger piece of it.
He's going to definitely get a piece,
Dude,
which sucks.
I don't know if you know this.
If Ty doesn't get hurt,
Yeah.
he's got the job all year.
I don't know if you realize this, but as shitty as Mike McCarthy is, he wants to be run off that.
He does.
You remember Ryan Grant?
Oh, yeah.
Just saying,
Dude.
that was McCarthy.
And then Eddie Lacy for a couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, like, he would love nothing more than to run it.
I got one, and I realized this, but, like Cam Newton's been playing pretty good football, but quarterbacks are any week you can pick somebody off the waiver wire that's going to score 17. I mean, so to me, quarterbacks got no value. But I got Keenan Allen, who has been beasting the club up for Cam and Buck Allen. And I just think that's a Sammy because, I mean, I've got Phillip Rivers. I mean, I got my 15 every week. I got my 14.7.
Yeah.
But I got my 14.7, and I'm stacked at running back. So it's like, dude, what are you doing? So here's I sent out the feeler trade, and then the idea is that you send something back. So if you get a Sammy, go ahead and send something back. And don't send something back like just to piss the other guy off because that's counterproductive. Send them back, maybe who you're interested in, and make it a Sammy.
Let me ask you this: Are you because it takes a lot for me? It does, but I am to a point. Are you one of those people that kind of gets offended by a trade?
Okay, so I send out a lot of feelers. So when I get one, it's hard to get butthurt, but I do. I'm like, you lost your mind.
It is, but it's like you just can't. You just reject it and go about your business. But when it gets to the point of J.A.R.V.I.S, that's like today. I was like that. Like I hadn't been like emailing words back to this guy. I just didn't reject. And then that one I had to like, okay, dickhead, here you go. Like what are you doing? But yeah, I get butthurt every now and then when it's to the point like they're just sending it to annoy you and fill up your email inbox.
Man, I've gotten so many trades for Fournette and that I didn't list here. That's like.
Yeah,
dude.
Your cousin sent me Carlos Hyde and somebody for Kareem Hunt. Oh, it was Carlos Hyde and Des Bryant, and it was poor Hyde had a shitty game. So it wasn't horrible, but it was like, I considered it. So I guess that wasn't a shit.
It's not like Dez is beasting the club up.
No, it wasn't.
Carlos
it wasn't
Hyde,
Sammy.
Just liable to get hurt.
Yeah, John has always sent me legitimate trades, but it's the one time that he got me with Clinton Portis has burned me so bad that it's like before the J.A.R.V.I.S for sure. It was when Chad Kidd was like, I didn't do any research this year, and I show up to the draft, and it's like Peyton Manning, and then everybody's like, he's got a broken neck. I'm like, God damn it, I need to read something like next time. After that year was the year that I was like, okay, I'm reading every statistic, and I'm learning more about fantasy football than everyone in this room.
Dude, that was like 8 years ago.
Oh, it was longer than that. It's the second year of our draft. Oh man, it was bad. I had to bounce back from that. Like I didn't even. It's like the news happened a week before that, so it wasn't like it was just like.
But you did pick up.
I had Matt Stafford, and I ended up in second place.
You got Arian Foster that year too.
Yeah. Oh, I drafted like it, but it was like I felt like a dumbass, and I hated feeling like a dumbass.
I think I'll take Peyton.
Yeah, I got Matt Stafford the first year that he went nuts. It saved me. What about bowl predictions?
Okay, so I know you hate this, but I got DeMarco Murray's going to finish as a top 5 back.
Pretty bold,
but I think Mariota's going to play. My other one is I think Larry Fitzgerald finishes the week as the number 1.
Woo! I think that has a good chance to happen.
That could happen.
I got Pryor 100 plus yards. I don't have the TDs because I don't think he's going to do the TDs, but I think that this is the week that he gets 100. It'll be like 5 catches for 100.
I can see that. They're looking like they're on the same.
Yeah. And then I have Golden Tate 10 catches, 90 yards, and a TD.
I agree.
That's almost a projection.
Yeah, but I mean he hasn't done that for a year.
Right.
So I think it's bold. I hope he does. I've got him in the.
And then we talked about Ingram earlier, and I've got Ingram for 60 yards and 2 TDs. I know 60 isn't big, but it's bold to say that he's going to get 2 TDs and not say that tomorrow, like like everybody else. And I'm sure Kamara is probably going to just pillage, and I'm just. It's like I can't be sold on a running back until he does it 2 weeks in a row. For me,
I agree.
that's just me, especially in a Sean Payton offense. How about this one? Perry and Jenkins 2 TDs.
I really like that. I got him ranked really high this week. I think he absolutely.
I do too.
I think
It's going to be huge. If I'm running anybody, I mean, like, it's hard. This week is a tough week to look on DFS for your tight end. I mean, I struggle with that position every week on DFS, and everybody else does too. So it's not like I'm the only person. It's like nobody goes into DFS and looks at tight ends and says, that's the guy.
No, I
I
mean,
mean,
you're not
Travis
gonna pay up for
Kelce,
Gronk.
yeah. Kelce, Ertz, or, I mean, Gronk if he's playing.
Yeah, but you know, this week in DFS, I'm playing Austin Sperry and Jenkins with Drake.
Yeah, Brace a great one.
That's it. That's who I want to go to because I mean,
If you guys haven't tried draft.com, I know
Yeah.
if you listen to Fantasy Radio, it's just like it's like that year that they did the DraftKings where they just put it in your face nonstop. But seriously, Fantasy J.A.R.V.I.S is an official partner, so the promo code Dan_Jar and get some free entries.
awesome.
Yeah, first deposit, get $3 for the entries, I think.
That's
Free
great.
ticket. So do it and get my promo code in there. That'll be freaking awesome. So anyway, yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
Good show. Good luck, guys.
Pillage and we